A full-scale invasion of Japan is underway as Russian forces are closing in on the western side of the islands. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. This is the Climb Mount Noranaya campaign taking place in 1984. As Japanese and Soviet tensions have increased, the Soviets launched a full-scale invasion of Japan and have already captured Tokyo. We're now tasked with capturing their western flank to eliminate U.S. bases on the mainland and also take out any naval or air bases that may pose a threat for our full-scale invasion. Good to have you all here. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know you want to see more Wargame on the channel. It is a pleasure to have you all here as we now finish off what we've started. Comrade, our amphibious and airborne operation in Japan is a success, and Tokyo is about to fall. Now it is up to you to secure our western flank. Your aim is to protect Osaka whilst neutralizing 3 enemy airports, but beware, the Americans will launch a powerful counterattack in your sector. Colonel Borodin, carry on with the briefing. Thank you, General. Is that Putin? Our first wave is made up of parachute and marine infantry supported by aircraft carrier Minsk. Our Marines can land in 4 sectors to the north and west and then have to capture harbors and airports in order to route our heavy reinforcements. The Kuznetsov Naval Group will support us from the southeast. It can transport combat airplanes, helicopters, and marine and helicopter-borne infantry battalions. One last thing, comrade. Be aware of the enemy pocket around Gobo Airport. Their counterattacks can threaten Osaka if you're not careful. Understood. You have 16 days to achieve your goals, to control 3 airports, even 4, or 5 if possible. Do not disappoint us. All right, well, let's begin. We have already undergone a huge battle in which we've taken most of Japan, and now that all remains here is just a few of the islands to the southwest next to South Korea. So we already see that we have several units on the board. Looks like we have Osaka ready to move out. It looks like they'll actually need a day to R&R before they're able to move. We do have Task Force Minx up here, which is an aircraft carrier with, let's see, Naval Fighter Squadron with Yak 141s. We also have Marines ready, the 390th Naval Infantry Regiment ready to move. All right, let's go ahead and prepare to invade more of Japan then. We've got some of our forces standing by. It looks like we also have some VDV forces here, the 217th VDV Regiment, and also the Spetsnaz Brigade. Both of these groups here are ready to strike anywhere that we command, and I believe Gobo Airport would probably be the most important place for us to take first. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have then for the Kuznetsov. They did mention that, so let's call that out from Naval Sector Uniform. Major, I can confirm that the Kuznetsov has arrived at the scene. It has marine helicopter-borne troops and offensive aircraft ready to attack the enemy system from behind. You should use helicopter-borne troops for inland assault. The Marines could land at Nankoku with air or ground support. Beware, however, the enemy has a strong presence in this area. Alright, so they're recommending that we capture this 15-point area here. And I completely agree with that, but first we need to capture Gobo, which is one of our first objective, is to control at least 3 airports on the field. On the major map here, we see that the United States probably has a base around here somewhere with all the naval forces around. The United States will be coming soon with reinforcements, and we need to control at least 5 of these in order to get a total victory, which we're going to go for. So, from right to left, if we capture Gobo, Totoriri, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and Kanoya, if we capture all 5 of these, we will have ourselves a total victory. Alright, let's see what we can drop for reinforcements. It looks like the Kuznetsov has a lot of helicopters, so let's see what we can do with that. Kuznetsov, let's see, naval forces, I would assume. And it looks like we do have the 319th Helicopter Regiment, which would be perfect in attacking Gobo, since they have some tanks here that I've seen earlier. It looks like they have some very good tanks, in fact. The Armored Training Battalion, though they may be noobs, they still have got 16 Marushikis, which are 170-point tanks, and there's no better way to kill a tank than from the air. Alright, let's call in the Spetsnaz then to capture this first airfield. We'll move in our infantry and our helicopter, and this should immediately obliterate all their forces. Looks like we're doing a pair drop then on the airfield, and we're going to capture it with the assistance of helicopters from the sea. Major, we're in sight of our first objective. The airfield is intact but well defended. We're awaiting your orders to attack. Roger that. Let's go ahead and drop our paratroopers. And let's see, our helicopter is standing by as well. We can begin our first battle then at Gobo. Additionally, we have 106th Naval Infantry Regiment. They're ready to go as well. So let's bring them down, and Masuda should be a very good place to take. We'll attack that next as soon as we have more reinforcements. We could actually land on this island at any time, and very importantly is going to be ports where we can land more heavy reinforcements. So if we capture here, or at Oida, or here at Nankoku, we should be able to land heavy reinforcements on any of those, especially for the islands. We need to control most of those islands in order to be victorious here. Let us begin with our first battle in the campaign then, capturing Gobo by eliminating all enemy forces that happen to be here. Looks like we're actually captured in the middle of a rock and a hard place, so that's not going to be good. Let us begin. Alright, so I think what we'll need to do is try to deploy where we can capture behind us. Looks like Osaka there is going to be one area we could see a lot of enemy reinforcements from. So let's go ahead and get out a FOB immediately. And let's get out one of our... Actually, I don't think we'll want to go for a helicopter command here. We're going to be facing a lot of enemy tanks. So let's go ahead and see if we can get started by calling out some... let's see, recon helicopters would be very useful. And we'll get a whole fighter wing of helicopters up, or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter, it's death from above. So let's get a couple of good helicopters here. And let's also get a few Mi-28Ps. And more of these will be able to crack those heavy 170-point tanks we've been seeing a lot of. Other than that, we'll have to rely on the VDV infantry then to lock down the sectors around here and possibly even launch an attack towards Osaka. So that way we can capture that for a future reinforcement point. Let's go actually ahead and have that happen. I would like to see that happen, so let's call out another command vehicle here. We'll have these ones ready to go south to Osaka. And we will push everything else north up there to Elena. At least that's our perspective at the moment. Alright, launch the battle. Begin. Alright, my battle for Japan begins now. I'm excited. Looks like the enemy does have some units at Osaka, so let's have the Mi-24P come down. And the Mi-24K to look around for enemies in this area. And we'll move our infantry shortly. Let's go ahead and put some of our infantry into... defensive stances. And it looks like we have helicopters already engaging enemy tanks. And it looks like they are bringing some of their better tanks over from this direction. Alright, let us engage. Beautiful. We're hitting some of these tanks right off the bat. Alright, watch it, boys. Let's try to find their command. Looks like they have artillery standing by. And these tanks are getting demolished. 170 points in the bag, as they have no anti-aircraft support. Looks like they're bringing out their artillery. Let's go ahead and engage that. Absolute slaughter of Japanese forces here. Alright, let's get more helicopters, or infantry there to defend against the tanks as the helicopters are pushing south. Wow, we're just devastating everything in our way. Good thing I called out a FOB. We're out of ATGM missiles already. Alright, let's get these BTRs ready to transport infantry down here. Wow, the amount of missiles and rockets and destruction is incredible. We need to capture right away so we can block enemy movement. Looks like I have 24 VPs there ready to rearm. Wow, look at that. More vehicles being destroyed left and right. The Japanese are losing so many tanks that are coming out of the tree line. I can't even see them all with all the explosions. Meanwhile, in the north, it doesn't look like there's any attack yet. Center is captured for 8 reinforcement points for the enemy. We have less morale than they do, but if I were them, I would have given up long ago. We have 30 millimeters now engaging. And it looks like at the best they have a M2 Browning. Our helicopters can defend against a 50 caliber. Infantry. That's dangerous. Engage those infantrymen right away. And finish off that last tank. Oh, enemy command all the way down in the south. Alright, let's have our infantry move through. Let's immediately move to capture. Alright, looks like a transaxle's hit there. That tank's not going to be moving too far or fast. We basically have to sit on top of this helicopter in order to, or the tank in order to destroy it with helicopters. Fantastic. Just a few remaining. Let's go ahead and get some more resupply ready for their attack when it comes from the north. The Japanese are going to be the primary defenders here on this island, as the Americans are arriving soon, but not yet. Let's go ahead and get deployed right away so we can get our reinforcements here. Alright, we've carved out a very nice hunk of Japanese armor. A lot of their tanks are heavily damaged. Look at the road. Just the explosions all around. Heavy damage to their tanks or a complete decimation of their tank forces. Fantastic. Alright, let's get our command deployed here. I just wanted to keep it away until we confirmed everything was dealt with, and it looks like it has been. So let's get all of our helicopters ready to resupply. And it looks like the enemy's now arrived with their helicopters. That was a waste. Alright, infantry is eliminating those helicopters as they're coming in. Looks like an enemy command trying to sneak off over to the side. Got about 61 rounds. Let's go ahead and eliminate that. We'll bring in some more choppers here soon. Let's just get hidden and get rolling. You can also see where the enemy tanks rolled out to engage us, and we pretty much spotted them right away and eliminated them. Wow, we're going through a lot of supply already. Helicopters are no joke when it comes to supply. Alright, more enemy tows coming up here. OH-6D tows, which are little blackbirds, I believe, with tow rockets and missiles on them, actually. Looks like a recon as well. Okay, let's eliminate the recon. Looks like they're looking for our armored vehicles, but we'll eliminate those right away. Where did that enemy command go? We need to spot that thing. Alright, let's get our forces up and running. Alright, we can now spend all the points that we have saved up. Let's get a few more helicopters out to eliminate that command. And even more to eliminate enemy steamrolling that may be attempted. Alright, let's get the rest of our VDV up as well. And we're going to try to push deep into center and find their command and eliminate it, whilst eliminating enemy helicopters. Alright, we finally have more morale than the enemy. We see a command there trying to, looks like it's trying to flee on that main road there. You can see it trying to cut through and go up towards center. So Japan is going to be losing a lot more than just a command very shortly. In fact, I see an opportunity where we can flank over here as well, instead of just going directly into center. Let's bring a couple of Iglas as well for anti-aircraft purposes, anti-helicopter in this case. And let's also bring a couple of BTRs worth of infantry, recon infantry, and some grenade launchers for clearing those houses. Alright, that tank is gone. That is it. The command vehicle there, that little, what's it got, like a 50 caliber on top? That's it. Eliminated. Fantastic. Let's get some recon onto center. And we can start a campaign then to try to capture that. Now the VDV are ready to strike. Heavy tanks have been eliminated for the most part. And it looks like if they have any more, we've got a really great defensive line. It looks like our helicopters are already out of ammunition again. Let's get a couple of Actually, let's get an Mi-26 up here. This is basically a flying fob. We're going to need more supply than that if we're going to blow up all these units. Alright, Soviet infantry is making their way across the fields. VDV transports are moving up. BTRDs are moving. So we'll be taking the left flank here around the mountains to try to hit center in the western flank, and then we'll also try to hit them head on to see if we can get their attention there while we flank and find a command. Or we can do so right away by just simply finding a command with the recon here. Looks like they have no attempt at trying to even cut our forces off. I don't even see a counterattack or anything. I see 106mm recoilless rifles. Oh, actually, we do finally see a heavy tank. Get in that cover, boys. Heavy tank there killing a few of our men. Mi-24V killing that unit there with their infrared missiles. Alright, there is actually a low boy. There's a lot of Japanese counterattack coming right now. That's a whole lot of counterattack coming on. Alright, we need to get in the center ASAP. Let's eliminate enemy choppers there. And we're going to need to get resupplied right away. Looks like there's a full enemy attack coming in. Looks like they've also got the... there we go, enemy tank coming out of the woodwork there. Let's try to keep those forces secure. My sentiment exactly. Alright, these KA-29 should be able to rocket everything to oblivion. Mi-24s are essentially just anti-aircraft, which is good for the amount of helicopters we've been seeing. Speaking of helicopters, here comes some more. And ours too. Alright, the roadblock is ready. Stop here. Destroy anything that moves. More infrared missiles going out. We're cutting off their forces. Alright, we want to take a brunt of the hit by a helicopter. BTR is off the road. Okay, let's try to hit him in the flank now that most of our forces are here. And what else do we have for... We probably will use these ATGMs, so let's get these up. And what do we have for recon? I really prefer to have more helicopters out, so let's get another helicopter up. And more anti-tank weaponry. We need to severely defend our infantry. I think I see missiles flying out. I don't know if those are ATGMs or AA, but the Japanese are getting demolished with their lack of anything, really. Enemy cargo truck. Good, we can capture that. My 24 needs supply again. Wow. We just need to... Essentially, we have so many vehicles coming at us that it's more beneficial for us to destroy the vehicles than it is to actually hunt down enemy commands and eliminate their command structure. Let's get some more choppers up. We know we're going to need more of that. Looks like an enemy command has fled from center. I don't know exactly where he may be going. Enemy infantry decimated. Small transport there. Well, the Japanese actually engaging us with the KV-107, which is a transport helicopter. Essentially like a Chinook. They split us off from our airborne recon over here. We do have Mi-2s coming up. Alright. BTRDs are almost out of supply. Or ammunition at this point, or fuel. Alright, transport is coming over. We've captured that, good. Excellent, the Japanese joining us. Wonderful. Alright, let's have our VDB forces pushing over here. There's the enemy command. Alright, let's get the Mi-2 up here. Watch them on either side. Where's that command going? There it is. Cut off that command structure. Hit him with everything you got, boys. Beautiful. Enemy command cut off. And stop all of their reinforcements. God, the amount of destruction is incredible. Let's see if we can find a command in the north. Alright, let's get our BTRs to enter the city from the flank here. And we'll get VDV up into the woods. Ready to move on to the city. Seem to have had enemy... Oh, we're not in cover here. Get into cover, boys. Seem to be some enemy troops or something moving along this way. Let's spot them. There is so much going on. I can't do everything at once now. There's so much to destroy. Wow. Another enemy command. Wow. Oh, we need to get our helicopters out of here. Pull back and hold on the flank. Alright, Soviet infantry has finally arrived into the town. Time for our airborne forces to do what they do best, which is to destroy, destroy, destroy. Mi-24s, it's time to leave. So let's drop these troops. Actually, let's stay here on the road. Beautiful. We've cut off the roads. Enemy helicopters spotted. Infantry out in the open. It's just a mess. The Japanese have no control of the battlefield. Mi-24V. Okay, well, one of them being lost due to incompetence and one of them not wanting to disengage twice. They're panicked, so whatever. Not the biggest loss. Those were anti-aircraft. I care more about anti-tank. Alright, let's tighten the noose. This is all pretty much over now. We'll find the final enemy command. Aside from a couple of helicopters and a couple of soldiers, not bad at all. Alright, I think we need to find the enemy command. I think it's right there. And it does appear to be fleeing. So we'll go ahead and eliminate that and call it a GG here for the Japanese. Oh, enemy infantry making their way into a building. Alright, let's get our forces up there and find that command. Japanese pretty much eliminated. Let's make our way through the town. More infantry out in the open. More enemy transports captured. That was interesting. I think that'll be gone. They destroyed their own transport after we captured it. Okay, Soviet infantry is into the town and hitting them deep. Meanwhile, enemy command is going to be spotted here in about 2 seconds. With the MI2 staying back. We just need to find the one command and we got it. Okay. Is that their command there? That might be it. Let's eliminate that thing. Let's close in on these tanks. Beautiful. Oh, and the enemy command was destroyed. Fantastic. All elements eliminated aside from the infantry school regiment, but it is a total victory, which means they self-destruct and go out to Wargame. Nice catch, comrade. As soon as the runway is operational, I strongly recommend you deploy your own aircraft. All right, roger that. Well, we've netted our first captured airfield. That's fantastic. In our first move, we've captured an airfield, destroyed 3 Japanese regiments or whatnot, and we're ready to move deeper into Japan. Just taking a look here, I think we'll move then to Obama, and we'll move these to the Rifles and Tank Regiment there, and capture that one. That's going to be a obvious move, as it's the first jumping off point between Tsuyama and also Totorirai. Well, however you say it, doesn't matter. It'll be Sector 14 very soon. That's what we'll rename everything, I suppose. Okay. Well, also, if we move forward to Naval Sector Quebec in the next turn, we'll gain 5 extra points. And I don't think we have any other moves. I will need to use the Soviet Marines together, and I actually want to capture Masuda, as with all the Soviet Marines here. The reason that is if we capture Masuda and then push some of our armor in north, if we capture Obama, then Totoriri, or however you, I don't care. Doesn't matter. We're going to capture it. These tanks and all that should be destroyed. Let's go ahead and take a look then at what we're doing. We're going to end the turn then, and we're entering our first turn now. Looks like enemy forces, Japanese, have moved in. Looks like with some fighters, the F-1 there. We have naval supremacy in the Sea of Japan, but a South Korean squadron cast off this morning from Busan. It seems they want to play heroes. Make sure our troop transports are safe. Roger that. All right, looks like we've got them defended well by the carrier. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves a little naval battle. So let's get right into that then. Let's move the Task Force Minsk right over here to engage the Rokon, or I guess the, what is it exactly? The Republic of Korea Navy Eastern Fleet. So we're going to rock them pretty soon here. All right, we do have the VDV regiment standing by. That could be help to capture Masuda. And I think what we want to do then is use that and the Marines to reinforce. In fact, if we hit everything we have here, we can then push across Masuda, down to Hiroshima, back to Tsuyama, and then down to Morigame and Nankoku. And if we do that, we'll gain 15 extra points and pretty much cut off all the Japanese forces here from escaping down towards, for example, I don't even know if they can cross. Actually, I don't think they can cross anywhere between these islands. It'll all have to be naval. So it doesn't look like they'll be able to escape from this island. So we will be able to cut them off without having to do battles, which will save us moves. And that's definitely what we want to do. Alright, so instead of fighting at Naval Sector Kilo so far, we're going to try to move our carrier then. Fantastic. And we should be able to then move our infantry up back to Osaka in order to go to Obama. And it does look like the enemy has some more tanks in front of us, so it'll be nice just to hold their hand all the way in with the helicopters. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll move in here with all of our forces. Very good. Alright, the second move is underway. Then we're going to drop VDV forces here. Now we can move in and capture airfields and do all sorts of stuff, but I'm going to try to keep our forces together because I want to close doors. So basically, as we're bulldozing forward, we want to make sure that Masuda and also Hiroshima are closed, so that way they don't escape to any other islands. They actually might push down to Wargame, but the force in the north won't be able to do that. You'll see shortly. All right, the VDV, the 217th VDV is here with 30 troops of VDV and also BM-21 grads and such, so we can pound all of this infantry regiment into the ground here. We have better infantry than they do. We're better equipped. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll also land our Marines here. And we're going to drop with the 106th Infantry Regiment, so that way we can put troops in both sectors. Fantastic. Now, I think we might need some air support here, too, which would be nice. So let's call on our Air Force for the, let's see, the Minsk... Oh, actually, we probably want under Naval Forces. Let's see, the 1st Naval Strike Squadron comes equipped with bombs, so that should be the best way to clean out and push these forces to the side. We're going to be dealing with a higher number of troops on their side. So we do want to be able to bomb these guys into submission. Now, meanwhile, I think we might be able to bring this naval regiment all the way down to our naval capture point here and start invading this island while we're also cleaning this island off as well. That should give us some pretty good opportunities. Okay, very good. All right, the Battle of Obama, the Battle of Masuda await us next. So I think we've got ourselves a very good situation for our next moves. All right, folks, that's the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more Wargame Red Dragon and especially more Climb Mount Noranaya, go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing and hitting the like button and showing your support. And I will see you all next time. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. Good luck. Here we go.